Hello, I see people joining. It's a pleasure to be in the Risk Awareness Week again. This workshop is about how to display risk. I was thinking about presenting this topic from at least 2-3 years ago in this event, and but at that time there were more other topics that they were more important at that time. We were sharing best practices in order to use molecular simulations, in order to quantify risk, in order to help decision making, in order to save costs, in order to protect our organizations in different ways. So I was more focused on compliance risks and cybersecurity risks. But now is the right time to share practices in the way that we are communicating about risk. And I think that you're going to get a lot of value from this workshop. And here we go. Let me share my screen. Why this workshop is important? Because we need to have better ways to present our risk analysis. We need to have different tools, different kind of inspirations in order to being able to communicate our stakeholders what are the risks related to different alternatives, different assets, different products, different services. And we know for sure that just having a risk register is not impacting decision making, and it's not something that they can really act. It's a list of risk, top 5 risks, top 10 risks, and then we go through them. And at the end of the day, when we were trying to communicate what is the output of a quantitative risk assessment, we have, in many cases, very few graphical representations. So I wanted to add more ways to display the different outcomes and the different ways that we can display risks. Because what we want is to, in a very visual and direct and effective way, influence our stakeholders to look for the risk level that they feel comfortable with. And this is not something that they can really do when they are analyzing some of the charts. So we need to explain those graphs in a way that a chart is basically the way that we are carrying the information that at the end is calling for action. And at the end is denoting that we have done a very good analysis. And they need to see which is the risk in this alternative. They need to see what they need to assess. They need to see what kind of situations have different conflicting goals and targets and risk levels. Because at the end of the day, we are comparing alternatives that they have not a clear winner. An insurance policy may not be better than another insurance policy in all the different events. So they need to see. They need to get these alternatives in a very visual and direct way. And we are using the visual helps, the visual aids, in order to facilitate discussion.